Prof, could you tell us about the 47 million being swallowed by a snake, leaving 500k?
Anyway, people who are not within the space where this thing happened, there are people who can be swayed by this thing. Members of our club were there when accounts of our stewardship was presented. People raised a few questions which were addressed. Nobody left that hall saying that any of the questions that were raised were not properly addressed. I mean, you don't confirm from the other side before drawing their conclusions, which I think is a mark of those who are not very conscious of how narratives are built. I never draw my conclusion about anyone, whatever anybody has said about anyone, without also hearing from the other side and then know whether what I was looking at was verifiable.
The president, past presidents, life members, members of the Council of Elders, distinguished club members. This is the mode of salutation at the Senior Staff Club of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. As a member, your umunna are other members of the club. Your soldiers are the fresh bottles of beer bought at the behest of a member for other members present, especially if he or she wants to make an announcement of any kind. And your pension are the extra drinks given to past presidents, life members, and members of the Council of Elders. A statue stands sentry at the Senior Staff Club, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. The inscription reads, "Best brains are preserved in alcohol," in allusion to Albert Einstein's embalmed brain. Available records show that the Senior Staff Club of the University of Nigeria began from early 1962. Earlier in June 1961, the staff strength had grown steadily. There were 17 senior administrative staff members and 35 teaching members of staff already working in the university. By June 1962, the Robson College of Dramatics, which building was completed by October 1961, served temporarily as a senior staff club. Later in early 1966, a senior staff club building, then known as New Faculty Club, was begun. Because of the crisis in Nigeria as at that time, the once cosmopolitan nature of staff membership of the club became local. After the Nigerian-Biafran War, fought from July 1967 to January 1970, a passing recording of a long-term loan of 5,000 British pounds was made out to the University Staff Club in the 1970-71 academic session. This suggests that the club tried to reorganize after the war. Older staff members of the University of Nigeria, such as Professor Aloysius Ohebu, registered as a member of the University Staff Club as a graduate assistant in 1971. Over the years, the Senior Staff Club became a haven for many great professors. In 2012, the club moved over to the renovated ultramodern building completed by First Bank PLC. Today, the club has different sections such as the main club hall, the cold room, dance hall. This is being used as a tennis court at the moment, draft session, club secretariat, billiards room, bush bar, suya sport, car wash, business center, children's park, squash court, generator house, mini field. This football section is now known as the El and Atsui pitch. There is also the gymnasium. Every strong president sits on the throne to address club members.
I'm Chidi Ugwu, Professor of Anthropology and the outgoing President of the Senior Staff Club, University of Nigeria.
What are your achievements as president of the Senior Staff Club, UNN from 2023 to 2025?
One of the things that I achieved, which I'm proud to mention, is the AstroTurf, the pitch that we built, which took a huge chunk of what came in during my time as the president. Before I came in, there have been incidents of stealing, burglary even, around in the club. So I made it a point of duty to make sure to install CCTV cameras here, and we managed to do that last year. And because of that, in fact, a case of stealing of motorcycle in the club was recovered from the pictures that we are taken by the CCTV cameras. And before I came in the club, inside the main bowl, the corners of the club, you had debris, clutters all around, and I don't exist where you have the environment is not clean. So it was also a point of duty to make sure that we clear all the clutters and we keep the toilet ends very neat. The pictures of the past presidents also used to be a sorry sight. So it's one of the things that we remodeled and then brought in. You are going to see pictures of the thing, the way it used to be and what it is at the moment. We have also made sure that the workers, those who serve the club, especially who serve the club members at the bar, have had a pay raise commensurate, especially the lady called Juliet, who has been spent almost all her life serving club members. We made sure that he's placed at a salary at par with the minimum wage at least, so that if she earns well, she will not think of doing some shady dealings at the club. We have never heard anybody complain, that she is not upright in her dealings. So these are some of the things we have done. The Obiu Munna you see behind you there, which I'm going to show you, was also built out of the goodwill that my executive enjoyed from one of the club members, whom we call Ngbada, Mr. Meke Ezekwesi. It's in fact, the first gift that we received when I came in as president and the current ESCO. So we have made sure that we keep the club very spick and span. The flowers, we hired someone who has been taking a horticulturist, an expert to take care of the flowers, the grass, the environment. And so we a number of things, but if we say all of them, this video may become longer than necessary.
How did you manage money as the club president?
The way organizations work is that money comes in and money goes out. So if you are giving an account, give an account of how much came in, and you present an account of how much went out in terms of the expenditure. So it is those who are members of your organization, who are part of the place, that are able to see whether you align, right? Whether the things you said you did with the money that came in are verifiable, right? One of the things that we did, which was at a very huge cost to the club, is the AstroTurf you see behind me. It's something in the neighborhood of close to 15 million naira. We got support from here and there. Politicians who came gave us some money. We also had a life member of the club, Professor Chidi, who gave us money. And so you pay your workers, you have to maintain the club. Anything that happens, the light goes out, all sorts of things have to happen. If the internet goes out, you have to spend money to get people. The gym, these are the things that we spent money on. Over the course of 2 years, that you had something million coming in, and part of how that money even went up to that is that one of the men who gave us support, the man I mentioned, wanted to give us some money, and somehow the money came in twice because of the next network glitches. So we had to then go and send back, one half of the money and all this. So if members of our club went through this account, And anybody who knows, who has been around this club for the past 2 years, will agree with you very easily that the things that were presented there are verifiable. But it's not even easy to have attracted that much, because it is a good way that we enjoy it, that people who are coming to give us money, we asked for help and we got it. Because people ask questions about me and what I have stood for. Over time, people who know me, who went and vouched for me that they were sure this money was going to be used for what he said it was going to be used, and we did that, finished that, and gave an account. And everybody can see, look around the club to see where the monies we got went with. The thing is, anybody who knows what the club has been through in the past, in terms of even balance before you hand over, we know that we did our best to bequeath a very healthy balance of account.